For many years, I described my work using the word de-armoring. But over time, I realized that that term no longer accurately reflects what I do with my bodywork. What I offer is not aggressive fascia work, and it is not massage. It is not rolfing. It is not any kind of spiritual performance. What I have been offering is a structured, attuned approach to supporting nervous system coherence through safe, embodied touch. Early in my training, I was introduced to a practitioner who had developed a method that he called IPRS, Intuitive Primal Response Stimulation. He had formal massage and bodywork training, and he specifically worked in sports rehabilitation, and his focus was fascia, the connective tissue networks that support and organizes the entire body. His methods were often deep and forceful. What I retained from that experience was not the intensity, but the insight. Fascia responds to stimulation, and the nervous system responds to safety. And touch, when structured properly, can influence both. And over time, I ended up refining the approach into something much slower, steadier, and more nurturing. This kind of body work is a simple kind of session. The person lies in a supported, semi-fetal position with their hips grounded and the spine resting naturally. We use cushions to ensure comfort and stability. Primarily, I work along the back, shoulders, neck, hips, and sometimes the legs. There is no oil. There is no massage sequence, and there is no fixed routine. Using my fingertips and thumbs, I'll gently press and move the superficial layers of tissue across the underlying structure of bone. The movement is slow and deliberate. It does not include digging nor forcing. Pressure is always adjusted based on the person's feedback. From a biomechanical perspective, this method mobilizes superficial fascia. And from a nervous system perspective, it creates steady sensory input. And that steady input is what matters. When touch is consistent and grounded and non-intrusive, the nervous system often shifts from vigilance toward regulation. And the muscles soften. Breathing deepens, and the body reorganizes subtly. And I use a principle that I learned from martial arts known as an unbendable arm. Rather than muscling into the body, I align my structure and lean gently using my body weight. This allows the pressure to feel steady and supported, but not forceful. Many people who've come to my workshops describe the sensation not necessarily as pain relief, but as something more basic and fundamental. They will often say, "It feels like my body can finally settle." The human nervous system is constantly scanning for safety. And when we feel safe, the parasympathetic nervous system, particularly the ventral vagal branch, supports social engagement, calm breathing, and muscle relaxation. But when we feel threatened, the system shifts into defense through bracing, tightening, and guarding. Much of what we call tension is actually protective patterning. Attuned, predictable touch can help the body exit subtle defensive states, not by forcing release, but by providing consistent input that the nervous system interprets as safe. In non-reactive intelligence, we speak often about coherence, the alignment of awareness, breath, and embodied presence. And this work is an extension of that principle. It is not about breaking down the armor. It is about restoring regulation. During sessions, I encourage gentle vocalization. This can come in the form of sighing, breathing, soft sounds. Vocal expression stimulates the vagus nerve and it supports regulation. It also allows the person to stay engaged rather than dissociating. There is no cathartic agenda. There's no emotional extraction. There's no performance. There's really no method. It's intuitive, and that's what matters. That's why I say it's just presence. Nervous system coherence is not therapy. It is not medical treatment. And it does not replace health care. It is a structured, consent-based exploration of how safe touch and embodied awareness supports the nervous system into coherence. And at its best, someone walks away not feeling overwhelmed, but regulated. Not necessarily transformed dramatically, but with quiet, settled feelings of safety. And as one woman said at one of my workshops, "This is exactly what I needed all my life."